Hi, this is James with Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at My Lil Everdell. My Lil Everdell is designed by James and Clarissa Wilson and is published by Sterling Games. My Lil Everdell is a 1 to 4 player game that takes about 30 minutes to play. My Lil Everdell is a very streamlined version of Everdell. That's why the lower play time, and it is simplified so younger audiences can enjoy this game. Let's go ahead down to the table. I'm going to show you how to play this game, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is My Lil Everdell. My Lil Everdell is going to be a game that you're going to play over 4 rounds. And at the end of the 4 rounds, the person with the most points will win. Now, before we get going with this, we're going to go over some of the stuff you get with this game. One of these is going to be a neat little promo pack that you're going to get for the base game. And this is going to be the kindergartner promo pack. And then with this promo pack, you're going to get 4 kindergartners and 2 kindergartens. Now note here, if you play with a new leaf expansion on here, you're not going to be allowed to use the golden leaves on these. These are only to place out kids for these buildings. But this building here, which will have end game scoring, you'll get 2 coins for each of the kids in your city, and it's worth 1 coin by itself. This one here is going to, all these little kids are going to be for production. When you put them out, it's going to cost 3 berries to do so. It'll be 1 point at the end of the game, and you'll gain 1 coin and then draw 1 wood for each kid card in your city. So there's 4 kid cards and 2 kindergartens, and these can go in your base game. Another thing I wanted to note, just so you know it's in the game, but we're not going to go over it, is there's a solo mode for this game, and the solo mode's pretty good. You get this dice and this double-sided card. If you're not playing with the solo mode, you just set it off to the side. Setup for this game is super easy. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to give each kid one of these boards here, and you're going to give them 3 tokens. In addition to that, you're going to place out these crates. In each crate, you're going to have to construct these, by the way. Each crate's going to have a resource in it. So this one will be sap, wood, and berries, and they go in the locations that show that picture. In addition to that, you have a crate for your 1 coins, and then you have your 5 value coins separately. You'll place this moon token over in the first spot to show that it's the first round, and you're going to take these dice and roll them and then place them out in each slot. You'll also separate these gold tile cards and place them in descending order, so the highest value will be on the top. And then you're going to shuffle up this deck and put out 2 rows of 4 cards. And that's pretty much it for the setup. There's one additional thing you can do. If you want to give an advantage to a younger player, someone that hasn't used to playing these type of games, you can give them a 1 sap, 1 wood, and 1 berry if you wish. In addition to that, you can give them starting cards to help them out. So these starting cards to help them out are, you're going to give them a captain. So there's a couple different pictures of captains, but you're going to basically give them a captain and a fort. These cards have a different back, so you don't actually mix them in with the main deck here. But this means that on the first turn when we do produce, they're going to get any one of the 3 resources they want and a coin. So you could do that to help them out to start the game. So to start the game, you're going to do things in order for each round. You're going to roll those dice that I was talking about, and the dice themselves are going to be equal to the player count. So with 4 players, there'll be 4 dice. Roll them, place them in each of the slots. It doesn't actually matter which one they go into, just as long as you know all 4 out. Then you're going to gather goodies. And what that means is, if you have in your tableau, which I'll show you how you get those in a minute, any of these with his leaf symbol on it, you're going to get the resources that it shows below. When you take your first turn, no one has these unless you gave them those starter cards. Then you're going to take turns, then you're going to return home, and then you're going to move the sun and moon tokens. So you randomly picked who is going to be the first player of the game, or youngest, or whatever you want to do, and you'll give them the sun token. That'll be the first player. That first player will place 1 of their worker tokens down, complete their turn. Then another player will place down 1 of theirs until all the worker tokens are down. When you place a worker token on the board, there are several things you can do. So you can go to one of these spots on the top, or you can go to one of these spots on the bottom. Any number of workers can go in one of these top 3 places. If you place one on there, you'll get one of the resources. So if I place it here, I will get a sap. Another player can come along and place their worker there and get a sap too. That's fine. I could also go here, get a wood or 1 berry. But what's more lucrative if you is to go to these spots first, because I can get the die face here, and this one gives me a berry, a wood, and a sap. So I definitely would want to go there first, but only 1 worker can go in each of those spots. After I have claimed my worker placement spot, the next thing I can do is I can get one of these cards. So if I purchase one of these cards, I have to pay the value up on top here. So this will be 1 berry, and this is how many points it'll be worth at the end of the game. Down here at the bottom, it's going to sometimes give me a resource. In this case, as soon as I get it, I will get a good, 1 good of any type that I want. Some of these places will produce goods each round. Like if I get this one, I'll pay 2 woods. It'll be worth 1 point at the end of the game, and I'll get a 1 coin every time we go into production. Other spots like this one here is going to be a additional worker placement place that I can place my workers after I get the card. On only my workers, and this one here is pretty neat. If I place it down here, I can just copy any one of those green dies and get that resources. There's passive abilities here, like this one here. After you play any of these types here, you can get a coin. These ones here, the purples, are end game scoring. This one here, I'll get 1 coin for each of the buildings with that icon on it that I have in my tableau. So after I do that, I could purchase a building and I place it in my tableau, and now that's mine. The last thing I could do is claim one of these gold tiles. And if I claim a gold tile, I'll just place it over in my area. This one here, I have to have 3 of any of these, and I can get this gold tile here. This one here, I have to have 1 of each of these type, and I can claim this gold tile here. This one here, I have to have 5 critters, and the critter symbol shows like this is a critter, shows the symbol right up here, and this is a building, it shows it up here. So this one here, if I have 5 buildings, I can claim this tile, and the faster you claim these tiles, the more points that you will get. You continue this until all the kids have put out all their little tokens, and once you've done that, the round will end. The first player token will move clockwise, the moon will move 1 over to show you've done that. You're going to continue on doing the rounds like that until you get to the end of the 4th round. At the end of the 4th round, you're going to score up all your points. So all your coins, plus all the coins that you can get for each of those, plus any of the purple building and scoring coins. Then you're going to simply get 2 coins for any resource that you have. They don't have to be the same resource, so you just every 2 resources you have, you'll get a point. And you're going to total up, like you said, your purple bonus points. You're going to total up any of the gold tiles that you got, and the person with the most points will win. And that's it. So in a quick nutshell, that's going to be how you play My Little Everdell. Let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this game. So I really like My Little Everdell. I think it is a wonderful game. It's very hard to say little instead of little, but other than that, it's great. I liked the streamlined rules, and I think that it will work great for younger audiences. It worked great for my younger kids. However, I think it's a little too young in general for like 6 and up. 6 is going to be rough. It is a possibility that your 6-year-old will get this, but I don't think you'll have full enjoyment. I think if your 6-year-old is proficient in reading, that is going to be a good bonus to have on there, and good with playing other board games first. So this is not going to be like your first board game for a 6-year-old. It's going to be after the kids learn some different mechanics, maybe other like simpler worker placement games like My Little Stone Age and stuff like that, and then can get into this. I think this is going to be more suited and easier for kids closer to the 10 age for it. But either way, I mean, you'll have to gauge when your kid's ready to play this game. But I think it is wonderful. It has very colorful art. It has really nice component quality. So let's go over component quality real quick. So the component quality for this game is amazing. It's just the same as if you got Everdell, minus the giant really cool tree. So the components are great, the card quality is great, the board's great. The only negative that I have on this game as a whole at all is those crates. They don't come together very well, and if you're a human, you can't really get the pieces out very easily because it's very, very hard. So I substituted them for little trays and stuff. So that was my only knock on the game itself, and that is not a component that's required for the game itself. It's just something that makes storage of the pieces is supposed to be easier. So I just won't be using those, but I will be playing this game, and this game will go into my collection because I like it that much. I loved Everdell. It's one of my favorite games. It's an amazing worker placement game that is so much fun. And this one here is no exception. It's a very streamlined version of its bigger brother, Everdell, but it's still great, and I'm still super glad that I could get my kids into this game so I can maybe graduate them to Everdell in the future. So with all the caveats that I gave about age and stuff on here, if you're looking for a really nice, high quality game that you can play with your kids, I would highly recommend checking out My Little Everdell. Thank you for watching.